I was pressured into it when my father passed away. So I had to take over and still give my mother a livelihood of an income. So, and for myself, I had to have an income. So that's why I had to take over the business, and that's why I got into it.
Dan Tocci is a butcher, and he owns Dan's Meat Market in Fishtown, Philadelphia.
He's friends with everyone, so he's not like a stranger to anyone. And as soon as you meet him, it's just like very comfortable feeling, friendly.
He's a very people person. He makes you feel like you're the only one in the store, and he just, you know, is just a very kind, never has anything bad to say about anyone. And he just makes you feel good. He'll call you a doll or a sweetheart, and you know, and he means it.
And he's a very hard-working, honest, loving man.
He's the easiest person to get along with. I just love it here.
He's not just, you know, making that up. He's just a very good-hearted, genuine person, and that definitely has helped with, you know, why he's been able to exist in his business over the years.
Very good rapport, like friendship. He's like, we're family.
Well, my father started a business, his first business, in 1934 in Kensington, Philadelphia. And he was young, and it was just after the 1929 crash, and business was very tough. So he went out of business in 1935. He only lasted about a year, and he was in debt. So he got a job working with Sam Goldman. Sam Goldman had a meat market on Front Street in Philadelphia, and he worked for Sam Goldman, one of his friends, for 12 years, from 1935 and until 1947. And my father paid off all his creditors. And in 1947, a store came available on Frankford Avenue, where we are today. And he purchased it and went back into business. And we're still there after 64 years.
When I was young, and then years before that, you know, when I wasn't even born, this store existed because Dan's father owned it. My grandparents had the market.
My grandfather and my dad, you know, were the main butchers, and it was just, you know, very busy at that time.
He sells groceries. He sells meats because he's a butcher by trade. He's an old-fashioned butcher.
Business was very good. We sold a lot of meat orders and groceries and everything, because we sold everything.
And it was in its heyday. I mean, it was great. People came from not only that neighborhood but other neighborhoods to get fresh butchered meat and homemade sausage, and nobody seasoned the meats like he did. He would roll up pork roasts and pre-seasoned, and it was beautiful. It really is a specialty and an art.
My dad has been in that neighborhood, the Fishtown neighborhood of Philadelphia, like since he was a little boy. So he grew up in that, even though he didn't live there. The store was there, and he and my grandmother and my grandfather, they all grew up in that, you know, environment. And you know, he was 13 when he started working there, and he could have gone to college, but he chose to stay. You know, in those days, you know, if your dad had a business, you kind of, you know, grew into, you know, you followed that, you know, the business.
I worked with my father from 1949 until 1975.
My grandfather died of a massive stroke in the store, and that was a real tragedy. So
by then I had known the business, the meat business, inside and out. And my mother worked at the store. She was the cashier. And it was a tremendous jolt to my mother and me that my father would pass away at only 60 years of age. But I had enough knowledge in the business to take over. And that's when I first took over the business was completely was 1975.
Well, it was hard because my dad, you know, it took him a while to get back into the swing of things.
He never gave up and never would have ever done that. I think there were several years where he just was getting by.
Business has changed quite a bit. Now it's fast foods.
The supermarkets really kind of took everybody away from getting, you know, the butchered meats and going into a mom and pop store like his.
And I have all kinds of hot sandwiches and hot soups to go along with the fresh meats and groceries and a little bit of everything like the supermarkets do.
And he makes, you know, his own homemade Italian sausages and, you know, some of those specialty meats that the supermarkets don't even do.
And now the business is coming back with fresh meats because we're the only butcher shop basically around. And with all the new people moving into the area, they love it. They love it here. So it's building back up a lot.
A lot of young, hip, you know, quite wealthy people are moving into Fishtown and the surrounding areas, Northern Liberties, and it's the butchering has come back into favor, and a lot of the young people come there for that reason. Fresh butchered meats, along with all the nice good sandwiches he makes.
Well, my future plans for the business are to do more business with the lunch trade, because I have a big lunch trade now with the sandwiches and the soups and all that kind of business. And I still have all the fresh meats and whatnot, but I'm going more towards that type of business.
Definitely the business has gotten better, but unfortunately, you know, he's at an age where he really needs to consider retiring. So he's 78, and I think we all would like to see him retire. As far as one of us taking over the business, would be a wonderful thing. I think that I'd be really good at it, but it's my father's business, and he needs that. That's like his retirement. So selling the business and the building is part of his retirement. That's what he needs to live.